Guys, it's officially official. Not only over the weekend did we see Micah Parsons put ink to paper for the Green Bay Packers, this morning, for the first time, we see Micah Parsons entering the practice field in a Green Bay Packers jersey. I was just waiting for this moment. I knew that the trade happened. I saw Micah Parsons sign the contract, but it still didn't feel real. Now it actually does. You see Micah heading out onto the field wearing that number 1, the first player to wear that number in 99 years in the regular season since Earl Curly Lambeau. And I couldn't think of a better player to finally support that jersey number 1 for the Green Bay Packers. I still can't wrap my head around Micah Parsons actually being a Green Bay Packer. Like, this is still absolutely insane that the Packers pulled this off for the trade compensation that they gave up, the value for Micah Parsons. After this video, I'm going to do a big breakdown on the entire Micah Parsons contract, as all the details did come out over the weekend and what that could look like for the Green Bay Packers in the future. But you see Micah Parsons here going through a few drills, and his back looks completely fine. Before he was traded to the Green Bay Packers, there was a picture circulating of him in the airport that he was going somewhere to get his back checked out. That was likely contingent on the Packers trading for him, passing a physical, and he looks great. He's practicing in full here. You can see him next to Rasheed Walker here in this clip, who's actually a Penn State teammate coming out of that same draft class, just opposite ends of the draft. Rasheed in the 7th, obviously Micah Parsons there in the 1st, but man, he looks good out there, rocking the number 1. It's just so awesome to see. I'm just so excited for this defense. I was already hype on this defense with Covington as the defensive line coach, the uptick in production, year 3, Lucas Van Ness, the addition of Barron Sorrell, the cornerback room, a little bit light on depth, but now it really doesn't matter, because if you have guys like Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Devontae Wyatt, Edgerrin Cooper getting after the quarterback, if you get after the quarterback quickly, your cornerback room is going to look and perform a lot better. I am just so darn excited for this season to kick off. Week 1 versus the Detroit Lions, and we have Micah freaking Parsons on this defense now. I'm also very excited to be partnering up with Sleeper yet again for this year's NFL season. And right now on Sleeper, you can get a deposit match up to $100 with my custom code BAS on Sleeper. Link down in the description. And you can already start making your picks on Sleeper for the upcoming Green Bay Packers Week 1 matchup versus the Detroit Lions. And I've already done so. So far, I have Matthew Golden more than 40 reception yards. I am so extremely hyped for Matthew Golden. I think he's going to be pushed right into a wide receiver starting role for the Green Bay Packers with the injury to Jaden Reed. Tay Wicks is returning to practice, but there's a lot of concern in that wide receiver room right now, and I think Matthew Golden's going to get plenty of snaps, and not only that, targets here in Week 1. I have Jared Goff throwing an interception, so more than a half an interception. If the Packers are pressuring and flustering Jared Goff, I think he's going to give us one. I have Jordan Love more than 200 passing yards. I think it's going to be a nice Week 1 for this passing offense on the back of Matthew Golden and Tucker Kraft, where I have Kraft more than 3 receptions. Guys, if you want to make your picks on Sleeper, it's not only a fantasy app. You can go make your picks. You can check scores, get instant NFL news on Sleeper. It's an awesome app for everything sports. So again, go down, click the link in the description, use code BASS when making a first-time deposit, and get a 100% match up to $100. Guys, like I said, the excitement is off the charts for Micah Parsons. I also want to show you another thing that's off the charts regarding Micah Parsons. I saw this chart the other day, and it's pressure rate on first and second down, an example, not pass rush downs since 2021. And you can see Micah Parsons by far at number 1 with 15.3%, and it's a big drop off after that to Trey Hendrickson and Myles Garrett. You can see the difference of almost 5% from Micah Parsons to Myles Garrett. The difference between Parsons and Garrett is the same difference between Myles Garrett and Bud Dupree, who's all the way down at number 63. That's simply how dominant Micah Parsons is in terms of pressure rate on first and second down. he's going to absolutely transform this defense. Not only him creating pressure, but now that creates so many different 1v1 opportunities for every other defender in this front seven. And guys, it was the Packers' first practice this week ahead of their week 1 matchup versus Detroit. Obviously, that we see Micah Parsons on the practice field. So we also have some other practice updates. Savion Williams, Zane Anderson, and Barron Sorrell all returned to practice today. Really great to hear Barron Sorrell's name in this, and also Savion Williams. I didn't expect Barron Sorrell to return to practice this quickly. Makes a lot of sense why the Packers never placed him on IR with the designation to return. Now, obviously, Micah Parsons is in the defensive end room now, and that room is absolutely loaded, and it means less snaps for Barron Sorrell overall, but you can never have enough pass rushers, and I'm really still excited for Barron Sorrell here in 2025. Zane Anderson is a good depth safety and a core special teamer, so that'd be great to get him back. And Savion Williams, we haven't seen much of him in 2025 yet. He's had injuries left and right, small ones albeit, but he hasn't really put together a string of practices yet. So I don't know if Savion's going to see many, if at all, snaps week 1, but it's still nice to see him getting back on the practice field. These reps, these practices are very, very important for rookie players. Only Nate Hobbs and Elton Jenkins not going on today's extra Monday practice. Now, Hobbs did come out with pads and a helmet, but was doing work to the side. When he got that arthroscopic knee surgery, we were told there's no concern for him in week 1, but it is a concern that he's not practicing here today. Let's look for him Wednesday to return to practice, and if he doesn't, that's a big concern for week 1, which is a massive worry. Like, the knee surgery occurred because it was to clean a couple things up. It wasn't something that had to happen. So that would be very unfortunate for that to hold him out of week 1. Obviously, like I said, pass rush helps your defensive backfield a lot, but you still want your best guys out there. And Elton Jenkins not being there today, I wouldn't look into that at all. He's going to have rest days every single week, and I would assume, and this is an assumption, but this is a rest day for Elton Jenkins. And also today, we got to see Matthew Golden rocking his new jersey, that number 0, which I believe is the first ever player to wear number 0. I knew Marshawn Lloyd wanted to choose it when he got drafted, and I think the Packers said no. But then when Micah Parsons was coming to Green Bay, he put out a tweet saying number 1 or number 0, and he chose number 1, obviously, and I think Matthew Golden went, well, why can't I have number 0? That's a cool number. I'm sitting here with 22 trying to make it work because I want number 2, but Malik Willis has that. Number 0 came open, and he made that official switch. He is officially number 0 from now on forward. Now, I feel for everyone who bought a number 22 jersey, but it's a collector's item. That's something you're going to be able to talk about with Packers fans years on from now, or wearing it to a Packers game. You're like, wow, that guy's in a number 22 Matthew Golden training camp rookie jersey. Number 0 goes way harder. Like, I like that so much better. Now I'll probably end up getting a Matthew Golden jersey. I like number 0 for Golden. Let me know what you guys think. So those are all the practice updates we have for today's video. Simply wanted to come on here and just show you guys that it is real. Micah Parsons in the green and gold, wearing his Green Bay Packers jersey, practicing for the Green Bay Packers, preparing for the Detroit Lions in week 1. This still doesn't feel real. I still feel like I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it never happened. And we're sitting here going, wow, what a fever dream. Micah Parsons, I thought he was a Green Bay Packer. No, he is. And it's still absolutely insane. This is a franchise-altering move. I said it in my reaction video. And I truly believe it can make the Packers defense a top 3 unit, no doubt. Really, really excited for this defense. And what they're able to do is going to be a big test week 1 versus the Detroit Lions. Again, like I said, I'll put out a contract full breakdown on Micah Parsons right after this video. The Packers also practice on Wednesday, and that's when we'll get our full first injury report for the Green Bay Packers for the 2025 season. And then wait for Friday as well. I'm bringing back live game previews here on this channel. So go down and click subscribe, turn on the bell notification to not miss anything for your Green Bay Packers, injury updates, game live streams, game previews. You'll find it all here on this channel. But really appreciate you guys coming by. Please leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, go Pack Go.